One lazy summer afternoon, a little girl named Alice was listening to her sister read to her on the banks of a beautiful river. All of a sudden, what did Alice see but a white rabbit hurrying by, looking at his watch and talking to himself? A talking rabbit with a watch! Of course, nothing would do Alice but to follow him, straight into a rabbit hole. At once she began falling, down, down, almost to the center of the world. Then, bump, she had landed, and there was the white rabbit disappearing through a tiny door that was much too small for Alice. But what was this? A bottle with a label that said, "Drink me." So Alice drank, and immediately shrank to a size so small that she was able to open the door and pass right through it into Wonderland. What a strange, mysterious place it was. Soon she met two jolly little fellows named Tweedledum and Tweedledee. "Do you know the White Rabbit?" asked Alice. "Never heard of him," was the answer. But they did know a funny old walrus who recited a poem. "The time has come," the walrus said, "to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax and cabbages and kings." "That's silly," said Alice. Alice hurried on. At a neat little house in some woods, she at last met the White Rabbit. "Please," said the rabbit, "will you go into the house and look for my gloves?" "Of course," said Alice. But instead of gloves, she found cookies labeled, "Take one." As soon as she did, she grew and grew as big as the house, completely frightening the White Rabbit, who quickly ran away. Alice then ate a carrot from the rabbit's garden, and after one bite was tiny again. Soon she came to a garden of talking flowers. But how rude they were! "Get out!" they cried. "Only flowers allowed in here." Now there were signs that pointed every which way and were no help at all. But up in a tree sat a grinning Cheshire cat. "If I were you," he said, pointing, "I'd go that way." And Alice did. But instead of the rabbit, Alice came upon a Mad Hatter, a March Hare, and a Dormouse having a tea party. "We're celebrating not our birthdays, but our unbirthdays," said the Hatter. "This is the silliest party ever," said Alice. Alice wandered next into the Queen's garden, where 3 gardeners were painting white roses red. "Should have been red to begin with," they said. "If the Queen ever finds our mistake, it's off with our heads." When the Queen herself arrived, she asked Alice to play croquet. But the mallets were birds called flamingos, and Alice didn't like that a bit. "Off with her head!" cried the Queen. "Off with her head!" Away Alice ran as fast as she could, while the Queen's army gave chase. Down all the paths of Wonderland they ran, till they came to the river bank. Closer and closer came the army. Alice screamed and screamed, and suddenly awoke from her strange dream of Wonderland. "It's even more wonderful," she said to her sister, "to see things as they really are."
Just for me. No one sees it the way I do, except through the window I'm looking through. I wonder what wonders there are to see from an airplane window. Come, look with me. See the runway streaming by? Hear the wind's excited cry? Suddenly we're in the air. Birds and butterflies beware. Flying squirrels and flying fishes, flying saucers and other dishes, keep your distance. Do not try to race with us across the sky. How small the people look below, like baby elves that never grow. You only see their heads on top, like bottle caps on soda pop. My playmates look like tiny beads. The big ones look like pumpkin seeds. So many houses in the town. I feel that I could reach right down and move them to another spot, like blocks. But then I'd better not. The people who might be inside would never thank me for the ride. See that twisty piece of string? That's a river wandering. Looks as if it doesn't know just which way it ought to go. River, river, winding free, how do you ever find the sea? But roads and highways seem to know exactly where they ought to go. from home to home and store to store and then to school and past the door of the firehouse and then on down the hillside to another town. A motorboat upon a lake scoots like a bug, and in its wake churns a bubbly, nubbly stream that looks like Daddy's shaving cream. Whitecaps look like tumbling walls made of tiny popcorn balls. The fields with hedges in between are a patchwork quilt of brown and green covering the jumbo bed of a giant's child. The farmer's shed, tractor, barn, cows, and sheep are toys he left when he fell asleep. Higher, higher we climb the sky as cotton candy clouds drift by. We enter a new and shiny land where towering snow-white castles stand. Across a cloudy countryside, white knights on snow-white horses ride. Their plumed helmets glint and gleam. Above them snowy banners stream. The winds have changed, the clouds too. Now we're in a cloudland zoo. A camel with a cloudy shape is ridden by a cloudy ape. And there's a most unusual pair, a peacock and a polar bear. The zoo becomes a barnyard now, a chicken sitting on a cow, 7 turkeys in a row, a scarecrow dancing with a crow, a billy goat with cloven hoof walking on a milkhouse roof. But now it's time to bid goodbye to all these creatures in the sky. And so we'll simply have to say, we'll come again another day. Our friends are waiting down below. The street lamps have begun to glow. There's the school and courthouse steeple, fields, houses, and the people. What a wonderful lot of things to see from an airplane window. Don't you agree? And yet, no matter where we roam, the part that's best is coming home.